Good evening, Rockdale County, and welcome to This Week from Rockdale. And I am your host, Larry Cox, and it's good to see you guys on the show this evening. Let me say howdy to some folks, and it's great that my chat's working this evening. So that's a wonderful thing. Let me say hi to those individuals who have said hello to me. So, George Kellichek, great to have you today, George. Lisa Lancaster, William Campbell, Cheryl Moulton, Dan Burks, Marie Withers. Great to have you guys here tonight. Hey, while we're just getting started, why don't we share and like this show, grow this audience, so we can talk about some things tonight and see what's going on. We've got some other people joining us tonight: Angela Asper, Renata Simpson, Tina Hobbs, Maru Haynes. Nice to have you here. So, guys, share, like the show. Let's spread the word that we're on tonight, and we're going to talk about property taxes in good old Rockdale County because it's property tax season. Lisa Lancaster, can anyone answer? I'll put it out there, Lisa. Let me go ahead and put this on the thing here for everybody. So, oh, that's George's. My bad. Here we go. So, can anyone answer a question for me? I read somewhere that a burger franchise was going to open up on Sigmund across from the two schools. Does anyone know what the franchise is? So that's what she wants to know. Charlotte Gellert, good to have you here tonight, Charlotte. Again, like I said, we've got some more people joining. Great to have you guys. Would you guys share, like the show, so we can get this conversation going? I want to talk about property taxes in Rockdale County. We already have two of the entities that are going to put proposed millage rates out, which what their tax increases will be. We have the city, and their tax increase is going to be 10.97. Let's just call it 11%. The BOE is going to be 12.96. Will be 13%. The BOE, the Board of Education, it actually says they're taking a lower millage rate, not the rollback rate, but a lower rate, but will still result in a 12.96% tax increase, which we just call that 13%. So right now, if you live in the city of Conyers, you're already facing a 24% tax increase this year. If you live in the city limits of Conyers before the Board of Commission implements their increase, you guys are looking at 24%. Now, the BOC, the Board of Commission, they'll come with a 10 to 15% increase also. So, you can look at countywide citizens. You're looking at 24, 26%. And city residents, you're looking anywhere from 35 to 40% tax increase. That's the reality that we're facing as citizens in Rockdale County right now. It's preposterous. It's outlandish, but we're looking at increase after increase after increase of our property taxes. Now, the state of Georgia Constitution allows for counties to enact legislation that frees your property values. So the county can ask the legislature, because the Georgia Constitution allows that, they can ask the legislature to pass local legislation pertaining to your county to freeze your property value as long as you live in your home. Sure can. Do we see our local governments asking for that kind of thing in Rockdale County? Now, you got to remember, the county, the Board of Commission, the Board of Education, and the city all say, well, we can't help that we're raising your taxes because your property has gone up. Well, you got to remember, that's what this millage multiplier is all about. They can actually set that millage rate at a percent that you do not see one increase. They can actually lower the amount of taxes that you pay by the percent that they allocate the millage rate. But do our local entities do that? No, they do not. The Board of Education, the Board of Commission, and the City of Conyers constantly, every year, they raise your taxes. And they'll say, but we lowered the millage rate, or we took the rollback rate, or we just raised it 0.1%. That's all hogwash. That is all hogwash. Because if you paid $1,000 in property taxes last year and you paid $1,200 this year, that's a tax increase, no matter what the millage rate said. It is a tax increase. They only have to have the hearings about the millage rate if they intend to raise taxes, not if they intend to lower the millage rate, not if they intend to raise the millage rate. The only factor that requires them to have a millage rate hearing is if whatever they set that rate at, it is going to, the end result is a tax increase. Renee wants to know if I'm still, Renee, I am not considering running for chair at this time. I'm going to step back and I'm going to help some people get elected to other seats. Myself and Ken Holmes have, we've stepped away from party affiliation. We are both declared ourselves independents, and we will be helping candidates in the primary win elections in Rockdale County. That's what I'm going to do at this time. I'm not ruling out at some point down the road doing something, but for this 24 election cycle, I don't think I will. I'm not going to. We're going to use our ability from the Rockdale voter to help candidates win primary elections, and that would be in the Democrat primary. And we believe that we can be more impactful doing that. So who is going to one of the millage rate hearings? The city and BOE. Okay. So Charlotte, just to let you know, I intend to go to the millage rate hearings. I intend to speak at all the millage rate hearings. I intend to let these entities know that they choose to raise taxes. It's not something that's out of their control like they pretend it is. These entities want to pretend that raising taxes is out of their control because of property values. That's total make-believe. They are lying to the citizens of Rockdale County when they say that. That millage multiplier is the factor that they are lying about. They can set that millage rate at a percentage point that they can reduce the amount of property taxes you pay, keep it the same, or raise it. So that's ridiculous. It is totally ridiculous. Cheryl, they're beginning to post that, and I think what we'll do is next week I will put some of that out there, and I'll go ahead and this week I'll go ahead and put that on my Facebook page and our website for the Rockdale voter, and I'll put that out on the Facebook page for this week from Rockdale. We'll start putting out when those millage rate hearings are. Because it's very important that these entities, the Heartless Three, which I like to refer to them as, the Board of Education, the Board of Commission, and the City of Conyers, they are the Heartless Three because they don't really care the fact that they're taxing you and the most vulnerable, our senior citizens. They are taxing our senior citizens out of home ownership. So when we want to talk about what the median income is in Rockdale County and the way that taxes are skyrocketing, property taxes, people that live at these median incomes, there is no way. It's at a point now, a lot of them can't afford the property taxes. But the Board of Education, the Board of Commission, and the City of Conyers are taxing people out of home ownership in this county. That's a reality. Because if you can't pay those taxes, your property ends up for sale on the steps of the courthouse. That's what happens, guys. That's the reality of what happens when you don't pay your property taxes. They sell your property. They hold an auction and they sell your property. So I know the tax commissioner has worked with people and set up payment plans and such with people, but you can't continually set up payment plans year after year after year after year. That eventually catches up with you. And at some point, you're not going to be able to pay any of those property taxes. So right now we have the city of Conyers, they're looking at a 10.97% increase, which is 11%. And the Board of Education is looking at a 12.96% tax increase, and that's a 13% increase. So you are a city resident right now. Your taxes are going up 24% this year. If you're a county resident right now, your taxes are going up 11%. The Board of Commission will, they'll be tacking theirs on here before long. That'll be an additional 10 to 15%. So most likely in the county, if you're a county resident only, you're looking probably at a 25% tax increase across the board. If you are a resident of the city of Conyers and a homeowner in the city of Conyers, you are looking at the possibility right now of a 40% tax increase after the Board of Commission implements their tax increase on you. Guys, things are getting dire and they're getting desperate here in Rockdale County for the taxpayer and the homeowner. I just ask you to think about these things and think about who you are going to vote for in this upcoming primary in Rockdale County. So, we're July right now. So we are looking at 10 months away at election. We're looking at 8 months away for candidates officially filing for office. We've had a lot of candidates fill out their declaration of intent at this point. So we have individuals that are preparing to run for office. Lisa Lancaster, I 100% agree with you that Justin, Sandra, and Janie need help on that Board of Education. I was talking to someone about that today, hoping by the end of that first week of March with qualifying that we have some individuals that will run for office and be with them. Now, my concern is we've got to, right up from get-go, somebody puts their name on there, we got to say, are you going to support Terry Oates in this runaway train, or are you going to support people on that board who have some sense? And I'll tell you, if we've got candidates that put their name on there and they intend to back up Terry Oates and those other candidates, that are the other people that are holding office now, we're going to have to find some people and make sure that they run to help Justin, Sandra, and Janie, because we're at a point with that Board of Education where it is ridiculous, it's out of control, and enough is enough. We've actually had enough is enough all across the board. We've had enough with the city of Conyers, we've had enough with the Board of Education, and we've had enough with the Board of Commission. I think we've got right now, including Washington if she runs, and then Renee. I didn't see a declaration of intent for you, but I have heard that you are running. So if you are running, then that makes 6 people that we know of, including Washington, that would be running for post 1. I think if we keep that up, I want to see 6. I want to see that number run, because if we have that number run, I think we don't have Sherry Washington go back and sit in that post 1 seat. She had a meeting this week, and my friend George Kilichek, he was at that meeting, and George was going to present some information toward the end, and Sherry Washington told George Kilichek no, he wasn't going to present that information, and she shut the meeting down. So she didn't want him to present information that might not have looked favorable on what she was doing with her affordable housing thing. At that meeting, I watched some of it online, and one of the individuals that was at that meeting did inform people that the tax assessor had the authority to freeze. The Georgia Constitution allowed freezing taxes. The assessor does not have to raise property taxes. They can actually freeze that value. So our property tax, our commissioner, our tax assessor who worked for the Board of Commission is raising property values so that they can play this pea and shell game with the millage rate and tell you it's not their fault. Not our fault your property's increasing. You should be glad your property is worth more money. No, you shouldn't. You really shouldn't be glad your property's worth more money because the Heartless Three, the Board of Commission, the Board of Education, and the City of Conyers, all they're going to do is take advantage and milk you for that supposed value of your property. So guys, I'm telling you what, we need to really look at what's going on. We need to make hard decisions, and we need to vote at that ballot box this coming next May, and let those incumbents know your time is up. Enough is enough. That's ridiculous. It is time to stop the nonsense. It's time to stop because all this is pretending. You know, they want to manipulate you, the taxpayer. I was talking to some people this week, and we were talking about, well, aren't taxpayers fed up with this? Taxpayers are 1,000% fed up with this. You know, and myself and other people on here, we try to educate taxpayers. We try to reach out to them and let them know. But the fact is, guys, we just don't reach enough voters. We don't reach enough taxpayers. Taxpayers and voters are tired of what's going on. They just really don't know who to talk to. They don't know who to ask for help, and they don't know who's sincere and will help them and not take advantage of them. That's what we have, the situation we have in Rockdale County with our taxpayers and our citizens. They have just been abused and lied to so much, they don't know who to trust. A prime example is the Board of Commission. You will have the chairman continuously say that people like myself, Alex McDonald, he's accused us specifically, us two, of this for years, of providing misleading information to the citizens of Rockdale County. When in all reality, the entity giving the misleading and false information to the voters and taxpayers of Rockdale County is actually the Board of Commission. The Board of Commission is the entity that's slanting the information that they give you. They are the ones that mislead you on a consistent basis. One time the chairman told me, I was at a meeting, and he said, Mr. Cox, you say things in a manner that people think they're true. Well, I say things in a manner because they are true. It's not that you shouldn't think they're true, but they are true. I do a lot of research, and I don't say things that I can't back up. So anything that I say on here, I can back up. That's why there's a couple of things about Sherry Washington that I haven't said on this show because I'm still digging into it. We're still researching. We're still getting the verification. Once we get that verification and then it comes back and people can ask me, well, how did you verify this and how do you know? I'll just be able to 100% tell you this is how I know, and this is what we did to verify the details of what we've been told. So we're not going to share things unless we 100% know it's factual. We know it's factual that the Georgia Constitution allows them to freeze your property values. The Georgia Constitution allows the assessor to actually freeze your assessment rate and not raise it. The Georgia Constitution was written in a way that the millage rate is the multiplier that allows the municipalities, the counties, and the Board of Education, all those that have the ability to tax your property. The millage rate is there to raise and lower taxes. It's not only there to raise taxes, and they're only required to have a public hearing when they're going to set a millage rate that will raise taxes. So when they start this nonsense, they're not raising taxes, it's the property value. No, they can set that millage rate at a rate that can lower your taxes. They choose not to do that because they are involved in out of control spending at this point. We have the Board of Commission, the Board of Education, and the City of Conyers, who are all three guilty of out of control spending. That's the problem we have in Rockdale County. We don't have a money problem in Rockdale County. We have a spending problem in Rockdale County. And that's the reality and the facts that we, the citizens, must accept. And it's something that we, the citizens, have to deal with. And the way that we can deal with that, and I know I'm saying I'm like a broken record, is not elect these same clowns to office over and over again. Some people have told me later, you're being disrespectful calling them. I am not being disrespectful calling them clowns. This is the way it worked. They decided to run for public office and be in the public light. I am a voter. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a citizen of this county. I have a right to describe these individuals any way that I see fit. If someone doesn't like it, you don't have to watch the show. But these guys are clowns. They are clowns because they do not consider you in this equation. The taxpayer of Rockdale County, the citizen of Rockdale County, the voter of Rockdale County, your desires and wants are never considered when they're setting these budgets or raising these taxes. It's their wants, needs, and desires. We can look at this and prove it by their actions over the years. Enough's enough. Enough is enough. Well, guys, this has been an interesting week, holiday week. You know how it is, 1st of July and everything. So I'm going to cut this short, be on here about 25 minutes. I've said enough. I've said everything that needs to be said. When the county decides what they're going to hit us with, we'll talk about that. We'll run these numbers and we'll add them up, and we'll know how bad we're going to get hammered by the Heartless Three. And they are the Heartless Three: the Board of Education, the Board of Commission, and the City of Conyers. The Heartless Three. They don't care that what they're doing is going to put you out of home ownership. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me tonight. Share, like the show, so we can get this message and this word out there to the citizens of Rockdale County. Because the citizens of Rockdale County need to have a voice. They need for someone to tell them the truth and not continuously be hearing misleading information by the Heartless Three. Because that's all you get from those entities. Misleading, false information. Thank you. Good night. And remember, together, we can make a difference and we can reset Rockdale. See you next week, 8 p.m. this week from Rockdale.